Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome back to Aspera. I've been checking out how electricity flows and how it works, and I was a little bit confused because I got a couple of buildings here, right, that are unpowered, and yet they're right next to solar farms. And I'm kind of going, you know, we got 800 extra power, like what's going on here? And it turns out that when I placed the solar panel here and got it hooked up, it kind of created its own little node. And all of these are like connected to each other, but not the main grid, right? So I'm gonna see here. I'm gonna go ahead and prioritize, let's say this one. And this one here is gonna be in range of the other one. And I'm gonna see whether or not it reevaluates everything and just decides to connect it all up to the main grid, and all these things will just spring to life. That's what I'm kind of hoping happens. Now, I'm also going to be looking at other stuff to get up here. We've got a lot of materials up here that we could get. We got 2,000 carbon in this deposit. And there's a bunch of silicon. There's some iron up here. It's relatively unimportant things to the overall objective. We have a lot of these things already, but we also have access to a lot of them later. However, it may be easy to get them because we got a hyperloop here. And we got a hyperloop here, and you know, we got hyperloops in a lot of places, and I'm pretty sure this becomes pretty convenient to get to if we just kind of, you know, see all the different places. I'm wondering if there is a way to connect all four as like a separate hub, but it doesn't look like that's the case, and it doesn't need to be. So I think we'll kind of go, maybe probably just like this. Let's connect two at least. Out here. So if we drop a hyperloop here, or position a hyperloop here, right next to this carbon source too, we can start getting all this stuff loaded in and start getting all these resources around here. So why don't I just mark them all? And we're gonna do tier 3 on all of these mines. We will get all of those tier 3 resources back when we break them down. But we want to extract them as fast as possible so that we can start filling the place in with water, right? So I'm just going to drop in a whole bunch of these, and then we're going to drop a whole bunch of worker hubs in place. Well, maybe we are. Here we go. Yep. This, and this, and this, and this, and this. Just dropping them everywhere, okay? Yeah, because we, of course, want a lot of workers. There we go. Okay, so that's good enough for now. I suppose we have to get to this one here. So why don't we just kind of do one of these numbers, and then I guess we want to get to these chemicals as well. So we can grab this to here, and then we can grab the chemical mine right here. And then why don't we just hook the whole thing up to this other side and go like that. All right. Now, obviously, this is a lot of construction. And we got a lot of construction projects everywhere happening. Look at that, I didn't even drop this. Why didn't I drop these? Because I didn't see them. They're iron and it's hard to see. Let's go iron. 1. I'm glad I didn't drop that worker hub too close. 2. Is there another one somewhere? Or are those the only 2? Well, those might be the only 2. Okay. It hasn't reevaluated all of the pathing yet. There's a lot of calculations to go, and they don't do them right away anymore because there's so much going on. I've got this water extraction that's going to hopefully start soon. And look, now these things are on. So it looks to me, yeah, so once they get connected up to the whole grid, everything is better. So if you're encountering this problem like I was, where you're putting things in remote locations and you're like, I've got lots of power, what's going on? Chances are you didn't connect it to the whole main grid. It's got to reevaluate everything once you get close enough. But probably what happened is you're just not close enough to connect to the main base. So a little bit of a troubleshooting possibility for you there. Fusion plant is done. Provides inexpensive and safe energy via nuclear fusion. Oh, yes. Nuclear fusion is here. And I'm thinking we go down. We could go for the nitrate one, but I kind of want to go biotech now. Why don't we up our colonist limit by 30,000 colonists? Oh my god. Maintenance facility is not powered, just barely out of power range. So let's get that fixed too. I also am going to drop this carbon mine And let's go with solar farm. We'll connect everything up to its own self right here is fine. Actually, we want to go get that water too. So why don't we go like that? There's also some water up here we can get. How much is this? I got to get out of the power mode. 329. I mean, it's a little bit of water, but it's something. It's water. Water is just like, it's the most valuable thing to me. It's water. So we're going to just work a path out that way to go get this too. And we might as well pick up, you know, all these other resources while we're at it. We could go like this. And then we can get the silicone that's there and the uranium that's here. And let's connect it all up to the main road, I guess, by a worker hub here. And again, all of this stuff gets broken down later once we start getting stuff, water. Once we start bringing water back. Speaking of which, when are we bringing... Look at all this construction. Where's Curiosity? Is it ready? Oh, look at this. It's got to be. Tell me it's ready. Tell me it's ready. It's ready. Oh, this is a high priority, isn't it? Yes, it certainly is. We can finally get it. Look at this. It worked. The plans to reverse, to stop all terraforming operations, it worked, guys. I'm so pumped. It's good. We got a lot of mines here that are not working. Water extractors are depleted. Silicon mines, iron mines. We can get all those resources back. We probably have a lot of these little sad squares, little cubes, I guess. They're not really squares so much as they are cubes. I'm pretty sure, like, see how this is all only connected through this? When this breaks down, it should reevaluate the path to go through here. At least I would hope it does, but I do want to check that. So in this case, this whole path is connected only through this mine. So when this breaks down, I want to see the whole path reevaluated between these two things right here. We have how much left? That's taking a while, isn't it? I wish that there was a worker upgrade, like for research. Additional research things. Let me hear that in the comments today. Additional things that you could prompt in research that would make the game more interesting, or at least reward you for more research. One thing I wish they would do: enable a drone to carry 2 resources instead of 1. So instead of carrying 1 thing at a time, it can now carry 2 of 1 resource at a time, right? It doesn't, not 2 separate resources necessarily, although that'd be interesting too. But at least carry more than 1 of a single resource at a time, right? Like use both hands kind of thing, right? I think that would be a good way of upgrading your drones. And it would just be an instantaneous upgrade, a colony-wide, you know? Basically, every drone would tag up at a worker hub, and as soon as it tags up at the worker hub, it just gets the retrofit. I think that would be a good way of going about it. Well, I mean, it's taking forever though. I've gone this far. I might as well stick it out and watch it to the end. Prioritize it. Probably could have done that in the beginning. I don't even know if that works for deconstruction. I'm not sure it does, because deconstruction, I mean, there's so much to do.
We are discovering new frontiers of bioengineering. We have come so far.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I've come so far. I might as well watch it all the way through. Let's get this carbon mine in. And that's another thing that gets reevaluated anyway. So I guess there may not be a reason to reevaluate if I do that. Let me scrap this actually, because that may not be necessary. Wow, this is taking forever. We actually have more workers than hubs now. All the hubs. All right, we'll come back to this area, I guess. So all of that's happening now. So excited. We're gonna get Curiosity as well. Oh, it's performance issues are a thing as well. It's skipping. Get it? Yes. It's built. Incoming. 50 people incoming. There we go. Of course you are. All you people are so excited to see Curiosity, obviously. You better tweet about it. In the spirit of Curiosity, you better freaking tweet about it. Where's that path? Where'd it go? I don't know. I've lost it already. Isn't it here? I think it's right over here, right? No. Shoot, this is why we don't. This is why we can't have nice things. I just didn't want to sit there and stare at it, you know? I don't know where it went. I'm pretty sure it was, I mean, it was like right below this, right? Oh, maybe it's here. Yeah, it didn't reevaluate this. See? It should have, though. It can totally fit. This is definitely easy enough to fit. Like, it can totally... You can totally have a path through there. You can have it through here. So you can absolutely reevaluate this. But it didn't, so... So, 1 point for you. But you really should. It really should reevaluate that path. And then, obviously, if this mine is in, then that path is there too. But it's all right. Worker hubs. Very good. Use worker hubs. That's the solution to all the problems. Always use worker hubs. They're just really good. Yeah, I have so many construction projects right now that none of them are going to get built unless I prioritize them. I could just let this run forever. Look at all these mines. Oh, these mines are all depleted. So many depleted mines. What's this one? That's a greenhouse gas factory. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep the greenhouse gas factories. Because here's what I suspect the game plan is for terraforming. And I've never done it before. I've not looked ahead. I've not looked at any other YouTubers. Although I'm sure there are many that are really great that have done it all the way already. Good for them. But without that foresight, without that knowledge in the future, what I suspect is going to happen here... God, I wish there was a single scrap ball button. Automated scrapping. What I suspect is going to happen is we are going to get things like bioengineered plants. They're going to convert CO2 to oxygen, right? Bioengineered lichen. They're going to convert CO2 to oxygen, right? We're probably going to get, cyanobacteria. Converts CO2 into O2. There's a lot of things that are taking CO2 from the atmosphere and converting it to O2 for us. So I suspect I won't need the oxygen burners or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're... These things. Oxygen release plants. I suspect I won't need these because we'll have enough stuff that's going to do it for me. However, humans are going to be breathing oxygen. So we're still going to need to probably pump oxygen into the atmosphere at least... see, now in this case, right? In this case, too, right? Because I was just stretching myself all the way out there. So we can get away with it by just doing this. Yeah, and then just make that a priority and tear that down. This aluminum mine can go by. This water extractor can go by. Yeah, right here. This can go. A lot of stuff to break down. And humans are eventually going to be breathing oxygen. Not until like way late game though. Like you'd want to do this in open city, right? Open sky colony that houses 5,000 colonists. Very nice. This is Tent City, a larger colony that houses 2,500 colonists and doesn't need pressurization. Ooh. So this is something you would put in once the pressure is proper. But you still need oxygen. That's cool. We'll be looking at that too. There's a lot of icons down here, but there's not a lot of resources. Most of this stuff is for power. And honestly, with all this heat, oh, hang on a second. Oh, heat has a finite amount. That's peculiar. Heat has finite amounts. So those are not going to be on forever. Where's my existing one? I thought I had one down here, but like finding your buildings after you've placed them is a real big pain in the butt, you know? I hope they really do. I really hope they do consider. Let's make this a major roadway. I really hope they do consider getting some sort of user experience upgrade that lets us find our buildings and see our logistics and stuff a bit more. We can always zoom out and go with F1, and you can see, like, aside from the really deep city center that is our original site, aside from that, we're pretty, like, there's green like a lot of places. It's getting a little heavier here now, but traffic-wise, we're doing pretty good on this. I'm usually pretty decent about handling traffic situations in games. I know I haven't played City Skylines to really prove that yet, but it's because I'm scared. I'm not scared. It's just a game that's been played for so long. Like, everybody's played it to the point where I don't know how I can contribute anything that hasn't already, been contributed yet. I don't know how I can how can I make my series unique that is fun for me while also being fun for you? Just make a city, Charlie, is what I've been told, but just do it. It doesn't matter what you make. But it does to me. It does matter to me. But yeah, like the perfect traffic city. Good luck with that. But either way, we're doing pretty well on traffic. It's not that congested. It's going to be very congested in this area. This is where it was red. You saw it's getting a little bit redder here. Redundant backup function enabled. Yeah. It's a little bit orange here. And that's just because there's a lot of stuff moving into this area to build all of this without there actually being a functional Hyperloop yet. So we need to do that. And I think I can't connect this Hyperloop to anything else yet. So the primary needs to be this Hyperloop. If they can build this, then the connections I make with this will enable us to move resources into here without having to take all these slow roads to do it. Curiosity Rover Research Outpost. The Rover engineer says, Isa Asimov says there's rough There's rough topography around here, which made the task of finding NASA's Curiosity rover a bit difficult. Curiosity was the first unmanned craft to discover organic molecules on Mars. That must have been quite the discovery for folks back then. Cool. Very cool. Glad I got to at least see that breakdown. It wasn't as revealing as I thought it would be, given that it's, still operational. The thing had a 2-year mission. It's way beyond 2 years, man. All right, so I want to know how this thing determines, like, how do they determine when it's done? Are they ever really done? Because I just got the readout, but it looks like it just keeps pumping science. So do these things ever stop? I've never actually stopped to check that. I thought maybe they just disappear when they're done. But how do we know when it's done? See, this right here may not be reevaluated. It might not reevaluate this. Let's pop a worker hub right here. Well, let's have it reevaluate this direction. Another thing they could do is when you break these down, it could leave, like, use like one aluminum or something and just leave like a little tiny hub here, like a little tunnel system. See, look, it reevaluated it. Yeah, it connected it up. It's good. 26? What? The whole time? There's been 2,600 chemicals here? Okay, we'll dig into that if we need it, because I've got a lot of chemicals. But my demand has been exceeding supply for quite some time. I just had a huge stockpile of them. We'll look at that if we need it. I would ping it and mark it, but I can't do that. Be nice if I could, though. Custom markers, custom zones, sectors. Do we connect all this up? Do we want to go after this stuff? There's not that much over here. We don't know what's over there, though. And honestly, this has got me wanting to delay terraforming, because there could be some stuff over here that we want to get. Not necessarily the sites to explore, though. There doesn't seem to be any of those. Thankfully, they didn't put anything in, like, there's no interesting sites that I can see. Well, I guess there's this one, but it's on land. It's not in water. I'm mostly talking about in the watery areas. So it looks like there is actually. Starship docking platform. That seems pretty cool to look at. Abandoned Martian dome, abandoned botanic dome, an abandoned colony. Okay. Like, there's stuff. I want to get this stuff, you know? I really do, but I don't think it'll let me, guys. Because at the end of the day, I think you got to progress the story to go anywhere, like to do these other sectors. And in order to progress the story, I feel like I got to bring water into it. It's a real shame. I'm hoping that's not the case, but that means it's like impossible to get every marker. In which case, like, why even put the markers in? Let's get this one. I mean, now that I have curiosity, I almost feel like now's the time to start ramping it up. But I just got into this water area, you know? Can I get this one yet? Nice. Get it. Whoa, this maintenance facility is not built yet. Let's get that. Wait. Pause. Yeah, I don't think I need to build this one. So the game does this sometimes. I've noticed this too. It does this sometimes where you click to place a building and it won't place it. It just denies you. So then you go to place it again somewhere else in a different spot because it didn't let you. And when you come back to that location, you've got two like queued up. Like, I would never sit there and go, I want a maintenance facility here and here, right? But that's happened a couple of times where it doesn't let me click it. It just kind of gives you a different sound when it happens too. It's almost like see, this happened here. Like, there's no reason I would ever do this, right? But it's because you try to place it, it doesn't let you, and then you place it again, and then you move on, and when you come back, you have two of them. It's almost like it doesn't show you that there's a pending construction. This has happened with several buildings before. I've had that happen with solar panels too. Oh God, is it lagging? Deconstruct. I don't need you. And actually, I'm gonna need a hub here if I want this to stay connected. So we'll do this to keep that connected. All right, so I think what I do now is I let this play on a bit. Wow, this carbon mine is not powered. Yeah, I gotta get power stuff sorted out. It's just like I'm waiting for everything to build so that I can start reaching the power grid out from, you know, from the existing grid. We kind of do it about like that, and like that, and like that. And probably just, that's a power producer, but we'll just connect it over here. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna let this play on for you guys, and we'll cut the video here and we'll come back, and all of this stuff will likely be built. I don't know if the story will progress. I guess I'll start, you know, I'll cut for that if it does, but I want to let this stuff build a little bit and kind of start getting the resource collection on it, because we've also got some water back in here, and it's a fair chunk. 720 water is a pretty fair chunk. If we can get all, honestly, if we can get all the research done, I know that's kind of a slow play, but if you can get all the biotech done, I don't really know if I need the military done, but superior assault drone speed. There's got to be more fights. There's no reason to keep me going here if there's not more fights. So, but I'm almost feeling like if we get all the research done, then we can just, we don't need resources anymore. We can send the people back home. We don't need, now that we've, okay, so now that we've got all this stuff ready to go for human beings, we can just let the human beings go. Possible. I think another person dome would be a good idea too. We're starting to get a little high up on the person dome. Yeah, person dome. That's what I said. A person dome. I think another dome would be good. This is a flood zone, so we don't want to do it there. This is not a flood zone. It's near the water, and I like it when it's near the water. It's awesome. It's fairly close to a hyperloop as well. It's not super far away. So it's actually really close to the storage for this too. So we could store food and stuff in here. I like this spot. It's not close to food production, but I can always move some food production over here. We don't have a whole lot of chemicals or anything here too. But again, it's close to the hyperloop, so it doesn't have to be like there's 95 chemicals in here already. Yeah, we don't need it to be close to chemicals. We have chemicals in storage. We do need water delivered, but again, it's close to the hyperloop. It can handle it. So I think we'll take the crater dome right here. Seems good, and it's not a flood zone. Not a flood zone. Go right there. Everything gets connected. Beautiful. Which means we're going to want the pathing also connected. So we'll upgrade the ways to the dome. And then also, I think we'll upgrade the ways to here, too. Very cool. All right. Again, I'll let this play on. And when we cut back in, all that stuff should be done. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, just chiming in here really quick. We got bioengineered cyanobacteria completed. It introduces genetically altered bacteria into the oceans that can convert CO2 into oxygen. It gives us an aquadome, as well as something called a bioengineered cyanobacteria. We are going to go for, I think, bioengineered plants next. Yeah, I mean, I could go for the whole... We could just clear engineering. We're not going to be using these yet, so why don't we just clear engineering? We'll go for the carbonate extractor. We'll see where that stuff is and try to extract some of it. So, okay, I'm still kind of fixing some things. We're letting this build still and all that stuff, so I'll come back when it's done. Okay, I actually found out another thing that's kind of interesting here. So this thermal plant is outputting 189 megawatts. That's not 200.
Mars has a supply of CO2 in its carbonate veins. Extracting it would be a great use of resources.
Sure, that's with the carbonate nuclear extraction. It's 189. That's not 200. So I'm thinking that it's not those heat veins, right, that we saw. I don't think those are finite heat, which didn't make sense to me at the time. I don't think it's finite heat. I think what that is it tells you the amount of heat that's coming out, and then therefore the amount of power you might be able to gain from it. So I also want to test that theory out too, because I think that's what that means. Also, this is absolutely going to cut this little path off, but they can always go around, but we're just going to... Not a hyperloop. We're going to go with a worker hub right here. Allow this to connect on the side. And then we'll delete that. It's fine. But I'm looking at iron, and I'm saying, eek, we need iron. So I'm going to drop a couple of iron mines in these little deposits that we have available. But what I really should be focusing on are deposits that I can't get back. And that's the ones that are in the water out this way, or at least in the flood area. Things like this here. I should be getting these instead. I know they're really far away, but if I want to make the best use of all the resources that are going to be available to me, I should be doing so in areas that it won't be available to me later on. So we'll go with silicon here, and then we can also grab this water over here too. So anyway, that's one thought that I'm looking at, is sort of how the thermal plant operates like that, and I think that's how it is. Now we have the fusion plant, so I'm gonna go and lay that in pretty soon here too. Might as well go on this side so we can get that other stuff too. Right here ought to be fine. 1, and then up here will be 2. And that actually probably isn't close enough because of the way that camera angle is. It is not close enough. I'm gonna take this down and put it here instead. I can understand why now. I'm a changed man. I'm a believer in why they had the overhead camera being the default all the time. It's because you kind of need it to see. That I don't think that that's necessarily a good thing though. The overlays could have easily been like overlaid on the ground itself as opposed to above the ground. Same thing with the sectors and stuff. That stuff could have been on the ground. Think of it like the yellow first down line that you see in like when you watch NFL football games and stuff, right? Or college football. You see those first down lines, the line of scrimmage and stuff. It's like on the field, right? That kind of thing could have been like that, but instead they put it above it, and so your perspective that you look at it changes the position of the lines. Anyway, carbonate nuclear extractor is done already. So I think we just grab nitrate nuclear extraction. It's a big research project, but I mean, we got a lot of colonists, all right? We're doing some good stuff here. And science output is at 468 per. It's pretty badass. Let's get iron right like that. And you know, we could see, I think this is the heat. I think 524 will mean we won't have as much output. So why don't we test this? Let's test this. I want to see. So 910 here, 633 here. So logic tells me that if I place a thermal plant here, it will produce, it says 200 watts, but that's just the maximum, right? 200 watts is the maximum. So if I place one here, and then we place one here, this has a lot less heat. This has a lot more. We could place, let's do that too. Let's go with 3 of these. We'll test this out. There and there. And then we'll connect it all up like this. And then we'll pop maintenance on it too. We might as well keep them connected for power. Like, you never have too much power, you know? We'll just put a maintenance depot kind of on this side. It looks like they're almost all covered already. It's very close to just being covered anyway. Do I even need them? I mean, this one's not, but this is just the worker hub. And it's connected on both sides. You know what? Let's just dump the worker hub. We don't need it. Because they're connected on each side, and they're all covered in their own maintenance already, so that's fine. So we can see what these are like. And this one was like 900 something, I forget. It's in video, so you guys can remember what it is. This is like 900 something. This was like 635, I think is what it was. And this one's like over 1500. So I want to see if there's any benefits to the different numbers on the heat. I believe that is going to dictate how much power it can actually generate. This one's 875. So we might as well see if there's any like minor differences in it too. We'll place another thermal plant here. And then I'm gonna let everything build, and we'll come back and we can check on those later on. This uranium mine appears to be depleted. No, it's just out of power. Interesting. I've forgotten more power. I've forgotten a lot of power actually. Right here ought to do it. There we go. Have that be a high priority. And what about up here? It's like all this stuff has been forgotten too. Oh, we're at it again. Might as well put this one over here to cover up all of these. You cover that top one, don't you? No, you don't. All right, well, we'll go up this way. Might as well cover that one. We'll go like this. And then also over here like this. And then connect it with hubs. Lots of construction. It's so much. There's so much stuff to build. We'll go here. And I think we'll put a hub here just because. To kind of get it all nice and neat like. And then it's time to lay in the mines. Carbon mine there. We got aluminum. Lots of aluminum. Go bam, 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 bam. Nope, UI's in the way. Here we go. Bam. And then another silicon mine can be up here. Beautiful. Solar panels are actually becoming less effective because we've made the atmosphere a bit thicker. The wind farms are actually more effective in higher altitudes now. So this is like way up north, and I'm seeing 65, 66% where we otherwise were seeing like what 20 before. You know, so it's getting more effective at lower altitudes. Sorry, this is a low altitude, very low altitude, and we're getting more. It's getting more effective there. Over here, it'd be really effective actually to put in wind, most likely. Let's see. It would be 82% up here now, and this is way up north. You know, where we weren't getting that before. Of course, on top of this, we can't place it there, but if we could, it would be pretty effective too. So as the atmosphere gets thicker, that kind of stuff happens. We'll bring the wind farm up here. It's fine. My gosh, I'm really high up here. This is. Yeah, we're getting up. Wow. Oh, it's not. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm in the wrong spot. I'm full of shit right now. Hang on. Watch this. We'll show it. Right here. 93%. There it is. It's like it's 93%, and this is like way up where otherwise was like this is like the lowest altitude. You know. This is as low as it goes, and yet we're at 98%, you know? Pretty cool. Anyway, this iron mine is depleted, right? Yeah, let's get rid of it. And I'll let it play, and I'll be right back. Looks like I got some maintenance issues to deal with over here too, but the Hyperloop is done, so there's that. We'll get that connected up and stuff, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm putting in another couple of domes. We got a crater dome going in here, and it's again, I like the locations that are like near the floodplain but not on the floodplain, right? Because I feel like people would want to be near water. I mean, this is where the most populous of all cities and throughout the whole world are all like really close to water. So like, yeah, this is where we want to be. And we got another one coming in over here, right? So these things don't have power, and what I was thinking of actually is we could. First off, there's a lot of people in this area, so I think it's actually pretty important to put a drone hive right here, just to protect the people, right? And we probably want to put another one over here because it's. I think you would want to put one over the colonies. I think that's probably just like a standard. You would want to protect your colonies, so we'll do that. However, since they don't have power, I thought this might be a cool opportunity to start using our fusion plants. Yeah. So it generates nuclear power using nuclear fusion. And we're just going to hit this. And we can put this kind of maybe like right over by. I don't really want to put the nuclear plant by the dome. Okay. I'm just saying maybe we don't put it right next to the dome. But if we were to put it like kind of over here where it's in range for power distribution, but not like in range for danger, that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Is it possible to like get both of these? I don't think so. It's okay though. We'll put it over here. It says there's no maintenance though. Crap. There's always these ranges where there's no maintenance. Right here. All right. We'll pop this down. Now this is, again, this gives us 600 megawatts of power. You can see that we have so much power right now. Like, we're way more power than we need. But that's okay. This is going to add even 600 even more. But now we can start deleting a lot of the solar panels. It's going to mean less buildings. It's going to free up this number here. Like, look at all these solar panels. We don't need these. And they're going to get deleted anyway, because a lot of the solar panels, right, are all what I've been using to power all this stuff. Right? Are the solar panels. So when we delete these solar panels, this number is going to go way down. And we're going to shift it to start using the nuclear fusion instead. But I am also pretty giddy about these domes. And this is not in a floodplain. It kind of looks like it is, though. It looks like it is, but it doesn't say that it is. Worker hub. It says flood zone, but look, not flood zone. So this is like right on that borderline where all of a sudden it's going to be a flood zone, but it's not. It's going to be right on the water. It'll be the best colony ever. And we're putting storage centers, of course, right next to these. And it's fairly close to the Hyperloop. It's a little bit further away, but I think it's close enough. And we can also, if we want this to be even better, since this is all worker hubs going up here and this is already a fast road, we can just upgrade the ways all the way to the dome. Like that. That'll help us too this way. And it's within maintenance range and everything is going to be beautiful there. Okay, cool. Well, guys, I think we got a lot of stuff done today. This has been a very productive episode. You know, I mean, I know I've been sitting here a lot longer than you have, thankfully, but we're getting some things done. And, you know, obviously we're going to do this stuff here. And as this water recedes even further, I know it seems like we're going backwards, but really, like, truly, all I got to do is turn all my machines back on and ta-da! It's just going to work. So just turn all my machines back on and we'll have all this water happening again. But we've got some other sites here now, too. Tianwen 1 lander and the Viking 2 lander are now exposed. Well, this one's not, but this is exposed. And we can probably go after that. If it lets me sector, good. We're good. Yep, we can go get that if we want to, too. So I'll probably try to work ourselves out that way as well. But right now, I'm actually trying to find iron. Iron is like the thing where I all of a sudden don't have any, which isn't that big of a deal. I've got 2,700 steel saved up. So, like, not having... Yeah, not that big of a deal, right? Not having the iron, it just means that I can't make the steel. That's all it means. I can't make any more steel. But, you know, this iron mine is there, and it lets me do it. Yeah, it's not over. It's, yeah, it's ready to rock. And do I need to connect these two? I don't think I need to connect these two. These two can stay separate, whatever. But we are going to use solar farms to continue providing power for all these structures, at least. We'll do that. And then this is water. So we want to grab that, obviously, like that. Sweet. And then I think I actually want to connect this up this way because this way is it's shorter to go this way to get to where we need to go, the Hyperloop here, than it is to like have to go all the way around to the other one. So yeah, these two Hyperloops sharing resources back and forth. I love it. Wasn't there a way for me to connect? I thought there was a way for me to connect to this one. Can these two not connect to each other? Oh, they must be just too far apart. Unfortunate. You're out of maintenance range. I'm going to take care of all the maintenance stuff and all the power stuff while everything builds for me. Yeah. Look at all this maintenance stuff to take care of. Apparently, I just missed it all. Here it is. It's actually pretty challenging to, like, keep everything in a maintenance circle all the time whenever you're building out, because you want things to progress super fast, and it always feels like the maintenance, I know, it's just, for me anyway, it's something I overlook constantly. These extra buildings that just need to be taken care of, the stuff. Tell me you're a big source. 582. That's not that big, but I'll take it. And there's also this one that's not even built yet. So I think we'll eventually get our iron supply up. This one's almost built, actually. It just needs a couple more aluminum. So eventually this stuff will all work out. But until then, I leave you. I don't know what year it will be when we return for the next video, because I'm gonna let things play on quite a bit to get these sites. And I think we'll have one big episode where all of a sudden we just get all of those sites. And we're going to drain a lot of these resources off the water here, too. This is a long game. It can be fast or slow, however you want to play it, really. And I would like to get more sites. I've decided, executive decision, against the wishes of the chat, maybe. Not the best thing to do as a video creator, maybe. But I want to read the stories about this stuff. I want to see some of them. I don't need all of them, but, you know, like, I probably won't wait for getting this one. Old Russian station. Like, whatever. But certainly I want to get things like Spirit and, you know, Viking 2. Yeah. These are things that we've... Well, Viking 1 is over here, I think. Forget where they are. I think Viking 1 is here. There's also another one that's redacted. I kind of want to see what that one's all about, too. I forgot where that is. Abandoned Martian Resort. See? Like, come on. Don't you want to know what it's like to stay on a Martian resort? Come on. This is on land, though, so we can terraform before we go to get that. It's not in a flood zone, but Electronics Factory redacted right here. Like, what's this? What is it? I don't know. Looks kind of interesting. We're not going to find out next video, but I am going to see you hopefully in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate you very much. Like the video if you like it. You can share it with your friends or post it on social media or wherever you are. And check out our Discord server, too, if you haven't already. Link in the description. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We just recently gave away I didn't want to put it in a video because I want to make sure the people who have been there a while have the best chance at it. But we just recently gave away some NVIDIA GPU. So it's a 1060, but it's better than a lot of people have. And it's my old one. I've upgraded my system, and I wanted to give back. So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to give away my old one to somebody. So we just got done doing that. So hope you guys enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, I almost forgot. We never checked back in with our thermal plants here, did we? The one on here, again, you guys know the numbers. I don't really anymore. It's been a couple hours for me, actually. We got 192 megawatts being generated on this one here. It says 96% efficiency, 95, I guess. 192 megawatts on this one. And then this one here is 193. This is 183, so it is producing less than this one. But this one, which has like 1100 or something, right, is producing the same power as this one. Now, I don't know what the different numbers are for then. If it is a consumable resource, if heat is a consumable resource, then why does it not display it as an input like everywhere else? Like all these other buildings will display it as an input, right? You get even the maintenance facility. Also, see how long it took? Like, I clicked this a long time ago. It's getting really laggy, even at 2x right now. It's kind of nuts. Maintenance facility. It has an input, which generates an output. And if the numbers, yeah, it'll get there. There it goes. If those numbers are actually input, if the amount of heat that's there is an input, and I'm referring to eventually, right here it is, 537 in this one, then why doesn't it show it as an input here? If it's the amount of heat, then you'd think it would generate more power, but it doesn't seem to be. This one has almost twice as much as this one in heat value, but it's generating the same power, actually 1 megawatt less now. So I'm not sure how to work this. And this one's 191, 193 on this one here. So I don't know. Like, if you guys understand the heat and how that works, let me know. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter. It kind of like right now, it doesn't look like it matters how much heat is in there, because it kind of looks like it produces the same anyway. So, and it's not the 200 that it displays. I have yet to see any of these actually output 200. Yeah, underground heat source outputs 200 megawatts. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. Bye.